Alright everybody, in this video I want to talk about something that we haven't talked about in a little while, and that is our pickup items. Alright, in this video we're going to fix up our pickups, so let's go ahead and look at pickup number 1. Remember, we can double click on it in the hierarchy and it will focus right on the object. So there we go. Right now it's just a big boring sphere. I think we can make it look a little better if we go to the Unity Asset Store. And let's look at the 3D assets, and I want to check out the props again. Alright, so let's look at props. Of course, we're going to look for free assets, and I'm going to scroll down. There's a bunch of stuff here, but I already picked out the ones I like. I'm going to use these gems right here. I think they look good for pickup items, so go ahead and open that in Unity, choose application, and then we will open our package manager. And that will take just a moment to fetch. Here we go, simple gems. Go ahead and import that. And all those assets should be imported into our project folder. Alright, there we go. So now, this is the folder right here. This is the name of the creator of the assets. And we can double click on that and go into that folder. We're going to look at prefabs right here, alright? Going to double click on that, and I actually like the star, so I'm just going to put the star in there. And what we want to do is actually I'm going to click on our original pickup object, pickup 1 right here, and I'm going to right click on the pickup script component right here. We right click and we can copy the component. I'm going to copy it. Let's click on our star again. Alright, right click right here and say paste component as new. There we go. So we've copied the script from our old pickup and we've pasted it onto this we're going to use as our new pickup. Alright, now these objects come with scripts on them already to animate them, which make them stand out more in the level, which is nice. However, I'm going to turn off the floating checkbox right there. I don't really want to use the floating. It's up to you if you want to use it or not. But for me, I don't want to use it. Alright. I'm actually going to delete our old pickups. We don't need them anymore, and like I said, you should be used to deleting things that we don't need anymore, because that's something we're going to do a lot. One other thing we want to make sure we do is tag this as a pickup, of course. Alright. And then we're going to add a component, and we are going to type in the search bar box. Box collider will show up right here. We're going to add a box collider. Make sure it's a trigger. Alright. And then we will rename this to pickup. Alright. So now we have a new pickup. It looks better than the other one. I'm going to show you real quick what it looks like. I'm just going to drag it over to where our player is. Our player is all the way over here right now. Alright, there we go. Let's play the game and see what this pickup looks like. Alright, there it is, spinning around. It stands out. It's very recognizable as a pickup. So let's go ahead and walk into it. And there we go, we picked it up. Excellent. Okay, now if you remember, we told our game core a few videos back that we actually have 2 items. And since we just deleted both our pickups, we only have 1 now. Let's go ahead and duplicate that. So press Control D, and now we have 2 pickups again. Alright, that way our game will be functional. Alright, and we can add our own materials onto these pickups. This asset pack actually came with some materials right inside of here. They're nothing too fancy, they're pretty basic, but you can go ahead and drag those right onto your items. That way we can tell the difference between them. And now we have some nice new pickup items. They look pretty good. Okay, so while we're at it, why don't we go ahead and make our health pickups look a little better too. So let's go and double click on the health so we can focus on it. Alright, and I'm going to right click on the pickup script on our health over here in the inspector and copy the component just like we did with the other pickup. So copy that component, and then we'll go back to the Gems Ultimate Pack folder and go back to the prefabs folder. And there's actually a heart in here, which I think is perfect for a health power-up. or health pickup. But one thing I want to show you here, there's actually 2 copies of the animation script on this. I think perhaps the person who made these assets might have just done that by mistake. It's not really a big deal, but why don't we just right-click the second one and remove it? Just be aware that these assets are made by people just like you and I, so they might have a few flaws or mistakes, so if you notice anything like that, it's not a big deal. You can go ahead and fix it yourself, okay? Aside from that, I want to turn off the floating checkbox, because again, I don't really like the floating. And I am going to right-click right here and paste component as new. If you remember, we copied the pickup script over from the original health pickup. We no longer need this pickup. We're going to delete it. All right, goodbye. Click back on the heart again. Remember to tag it as pickup. I'm just going to rename it to health so I know what it is. And I'm going to go back to the Gems Ultimate Pack folder. I'm going to look at the materials folder again, and I will pick, why not go with red this time? A red heart. That reads very well as a health pickup. I think that will be easy for players to understand, okay? And one more thing we have to do for our heart here is to add a component and add a box collider and make sure we mark it as trigger. That way the player can actually pick it up, okay? So it's tagged as pickup, box collider is marked as trigger, all right? Now I want to show you something here in the assets folder. So go ahead back to your assets folder. There's a folder in here called prefabs. Inside of it are a couple of prefabs that I made with the project. One of them is our player. We're going to start making our own prefabs. So click on your heart right here, and over in the hierarchy, just drag the heart from the hierarchy into the prefabs folder. All right. We want to create a prefab variant this time. There we go. And so now, anytime we want to put health pickups in the level, all we have to do is grab one from our prefabs folder and drag it right into the level. All right. And real quick, I'm going to go ahead and focus on our player over here and just drag a heart in front of our player just to make sure it works. Let's press play and make sure that the player can pick it up. All right, walk into it. There it goes, picked up. So it looks like it works. All right. So now you guys have better looking pickups in your level. Go ahead and choose any items you want. If you want the stars or something else, that's up to you. But in the next video, I'll show you some more stuff. I think we're going to change the way that the hazards look next time. All right, so I'll see you then.